My name's Angie Sosna and I'm the Managing Director of Fyne Audio. I'd love to have been with you at the high-end show in Tokyo, but unfortunately, as you know, it's not on this year. I've been the last 2 years, and Toshio and his team at Axis have done a great job in presenting and showing our products for Fyne Audio. But this year we can't be there, so instead we've produced this video for you, and it may be even better because it gives us a chance to be able to not just see me, but see some other members of the team. You can have a look around the factory, we can show you some processes, and we'll also be able to show you some of the products that we would have been demonstrating had we been there at the show. So we started back in 2017 and only been going now for 3.5 years. But the founders have been in the audio industry many years, but for a 10-year period we all worked together in one company called Tannoy. Towards the end of 2016 it became obvious it was a really good idea to start a new business, and the whole focus of doing that was to keep all the experience and the know-how of audio manufacturing and loudspeaker manufacturing in Scotland. So all the founders got together and Fyne Audio was born at the beginning of 2017. You will have maybe met some of the team. I know you've met me. The first is Max Maud. You may have come across him. He looks after all the sales and marketing for the business. Then we have Stuart Wilkinson. Stuart Wilkinson does all of our product design, both the internal mechanics and the external aesthetic part of the product. And then we have Gail O'Donoghue. He's our operations director and he looks after the supply chain, everything to do with manufacturing and the supply side of the business. And of course we have Paul Mills, who is our acoustic guru, simply. He's the man that voices all of our products and puts that acoustic magic into the products. So the name Fyne Audio itself was a journey. The word Fyne says exactly what we are. It's a fine product, it's top quality, it's top performance. But the other part of the name Fyne Audio, it roots us to where we live, where we are in Scotland, because it tells you about our heritage, because it's named after Loch Fyne. And Loch Fyne is a place on the west coast of Scotland, and it's in all of our hearts because when customers have come to see us in the past, we've always taken them up to Loch Fyne. So we love the area, we love Loch Fyne, and then the word Fyne Audio just seemed to have exactly the right feeling about it for a high quality audio company. So our key USP is our technology.
Here at Fyne Audio, our core technologies that we develop from the ground up are our IsoFlare point source drive unit, which gives outstanding stereo imaging even off access, our fine flute suspension system which terminates cone energy and reduces coloration, and our bass tracks port diffuser which converts plain waveform into a 360-degree sound wave, making the speaker far easier to position in the room and reduces boundary issues. As a result of these developments, we have created class-leading, multiple award-winning products.
Our actual factory though is not situated on the shores of Loch Fyne. We'd love it to be, but for practical reasons we have to be nearer where all the activity happens. So we're actually based between Glasgow and Edinburgh, which are the two big cities in Scotland, just to the west side of Glasgow, in a town called Bellshill. So we started manufacturing here in Bellshill around 2 years ago. Firstly with the F1, our flagship range was the first manufactured product that we brought to market, the F110, quickly followed by the F112, and then we brought in the range, the 700 range products. The F702 was the first one, and then the F703, and then we've subsequently brought in the F701 and 700. In between times, we launched a special version of our 500 series product, the F502, and in the very, very near future, we're going to be bringing out a smaller brother to the F502, which is the F501 SP which stands for special production. So the process within the factory is to build the sub-assemblies. Each loudspeaker has different sub-assemblies inside it. There's a crossover assembly in every loudspeaker. There's a terminal panel assembly in every loudspeaker. There's the driver itself in the loudspeaker. All of that then is built into the cabinet, which is then tested and then packed, ready for shipping to our customers. The heart of our product is our point source driver, the IsoFlare. So this is a component we have to assemble completely here in the factory. All of the parts, from the basket, from the cone, the voice coil, the surround, all of it is assembled and built up within the factory, tested separately as a component before we then have it ready for assembly into the final product. On our crossover line, you can see that we assemble all the components onto a board as opposed to a printed circuit board. And this is all part of manufacturing a product that meets the very highest audio quality. We've got a whole range of different electronic components, capacitors, inductors, resistors, in some cases transformers, all connected, positioned in a special way to minimize any interference between the components. And all of that comes out of Dr. Paul's head in terms of giving it that acoustic sparkle. Another sub-assembly area is lead assemblies. So all the crossover boards need to be attached to the product. So one part of the crossover is attached to the terminal panel, the other part will be attached to the drive unit. So we have to make up the lead assembly, which is a series of high quality wires. So again, we have a station for both cutting and stripping those wires, which we then solder onto the crossover board. So the focus of our factory is to have everything, as much as we can anyway, made locally. And there's some really complex precision components that we don't have the capabilities to manufacture ourselves. So when you look at some of our really complicated metalwork, for example, we have that made by a close local supplier here in Scotland. Packaging would be the same. So, but we're bringing everything in from local supply where we can. So, some of the products that we would have been demonstrating had we been there at the show.
The new very compact F1.5 incorporates a brand new 5-inch IsoFlare drive unit with the Fyne flute rubber suspension system, designed by Dr. Paul Mills. We have the cryogenically treated handmade crossover, and on the front we've got a presence adjustment which gives us manual control over mid-band. All of this is housed in a beautifully handcrafted cabinet structure and mounted on top of a machined aluminium plinth which incorporates our bass tracks diffuser. The latest addition to the F700 series is the new compact F700 bookshelf. It incorporates Dr. Paul Mills' new 6-inch IsoFlare drive unit and is all fitted and mounted into a beautifully constructed contemporary birch ply cabinet structure. We also utilise the cryogenically treated handmade crossover, the Fyne flute suspension system, and incorporates the bass tracks port tuning system. A new product is the new 501 SP, which incorporates technology from our F700 series. This includes the brand new 6-inch IsoFlare drive unit with the Fyne flute rubber suspension system and a beautifully finished diamond cut edging. With a UK handmade design crossover, all housed within a classic F500 series cabinet, mounted on top of a sandwich type plinth which incorporates our bass tracks port diffuser.
So you've seen around our factory now, you've seen a lot of new products that we're currently working on and bringing to the market. And you could say that we've already brought a lot of product to the market, 6 ranges in the space of 2.5 years. But, we're viewing this as we've just really begun this journey. And we don't feel at all like we've reached, an end point. We've just really started.